It's 2:47 a.m. Your house is silent, no movement, no sound, except that one extremely suspicious creak that your brain immediately promotes to definitely a murderer. Congratulations, your prehistoric survival software has just booted up like it's being paid overtime. Back in the day, nighttime meant danger. No streetlights, no locks, just you, a stick, and whatever glowing eyes were watching from the bushes. So your brain evolved to treat darkness like an active threat, even if the scariest thing in your room is a pile of laundry shaped like a ghost with emotional baggage. That sudden spike of anxiety? That's your amygdala screaming, "We are about to be eaten," while your rational brain is still loading like a slow Wi-Fi connection. Basically, your brain would rather ruin your sleep than risk you becoming a midnight snack. You're alone, completely alone. But suddenly you feel it. That weird, prickly sensation that someone is watching you. So naturally, you whip your head around like you're in a low-budget horror movie. There's no one there. Of course there isn't. But your brain isn't convinced. This comes from hypervigilance, a survival trait that kept your ancestors alive when predators were very real and very hungry. Your brain constantly scans for threats, even when the threat is literally just your own reflection in a dark window looking slightly judgmental. It's not that you actually sense someone, it's that your brain is so desperate to not be caught off guard that it invents the possibility preemptively. So yes, that creepy feeling? It's just your inner caveman going, better paranoid than extinct. A loud noise goes off. Maybe a door slams. Maybe someone drops a spoon. And suddenly your entire body launches into the air like you've been personally insulted by gravity. That over-the-top reaction is called the startle reflex, and it's ancient. We're talking before humans figured out fire was cool ancient. Your body doesn't wait for confirmation. It doesn't politely ask, "Hey, is that dangerous?" No, it hits the panic button first and asks questions never. Muscles tense, heart rate spikes, and for a brief moment you're ready to fight, flee, or dramatically trip over something, because in prehistoric times that noise could have been a predator. Hesitation meant becoming lunch. Today it's usually just your phone falling off the table, so congratulations, your body just activated full survival mode because of a spoon. You eat a big meal, you're full. Logically, you should stop, but your brain is like, what if food disappears forever in the next 10 minutes? Better keep going. And suddenly you're eating snacks you didn't even want 5 minutes ago. This is because your brain evolved in a world where food was unpredictable. There were no fridges, no delivery apps, just long stretches of hope you like starving, followed by rare moments of, oh wow, berries. So when food is available, your brain goes into stockpile mode. It pushes you to eat more than you need, store extra energy as fat, and prepare for a famine that is absolutely not happening anytime soon. Modern problem. Food is always available. Ancient brain solution, eat like it's your last meal before winter. Basically, your brain is still preparing for a food shortage. In a world where your biggest challenge is choosing what to order, walk into a room full of strangers, and within minutes your brain has already started sorting people into categories. Like me, not like me, and potential enemy who probably steals snacks. This isn't you being dramatic, it's your brain running ancient group survival code. Back in prehistoric times, being part of a tribe wasn't optional, it was life or death. Your group protected you, fed you, and didn't let you get eaten by things with too many teeth. So your brain evolved to quickly identify who belongs and who absolutely does not. The downside? That same instinct now shows up as bias, cliques, and irrational loyalty to people who just happen to like the same random things as you. Sports teams, fandoms, internet arguments. It's all just modern tribes with better branding. Basically, your brain is still picking sides like it's preparing for a stick-and-stone battle over opinions about pizza toppings. Imagine walking into a completely dark cave. You don't know what's inside. Could be nothing. Or it could be something with claws, teeth, and a personal vendetta. Your brain doesn't wait to find out. It immediately decides, nope, we hate this. Humans are wired to fear the unknown because historically the unknown was where all the dangerous stuff lived. If you didn't recognize it, you couldn't predict it. And if you couldn't predict it, it could absolutely ruin your day in a very permanent way. That's why new situations, unfamiliar places, and even weird noises instantly trigger anxiety. Your brain would rather assume the worst than risk being wrong once. And today, your biggest unknown might just be an awkward social situation, but your brain treats it like entering a tiger's living room uninvited. So yeah, your fear of uncertainty, just your inner caveman aggressively avoiding surprises. Someone doesn't reply to your message, or they give you a short answer, or they use a period instead of an exclamation mark, clearly a sign of emotional devastation, and suddenly your brain spirals. They hate me. I'm being exiled. This is the end. That reaction isn't just insecurity, it's ancient survival logic. In prehistoric times, being rejected by your group wasn't just embarrassing, it was deadly. No tribe meant no protection, no food, and a very high chance of becoming a cautionary tale. So your brain treats social rejection like a full-blown emergency. It activates the same pain centers as physical injury because to your ancestors, the consequences were just as real. Today, the stakes are much lower. No one is banishing you into the wilderness because you sent a weird text, but your brain didn't get the memo. So now it overreacts to mild social awkwardness like it's preparing you for exile into the forest. Somewhere deep in your brain, there's a tiny prehistoric manager constantly asking, but where do we rank? It shows up in weird ways. You compare followers, salaries, likes, achievements, even who tells the funniest story at dinner. And the wild part? You don't even notice you're doing it half the time. Back in the day, status wasn't about ego, it was about survival. Higher status meant better access to food, safer shelter, and a lower chance of getting pushed out of the group or volunteered for dangerous tasks involving large animals. So your brain evolved to track social hierarchy like it's a full-time job. It rewards you with dopamine when you move up and makes you feel like absolute garbage when you don't. Fast forward to today, and now you're subconsciously competing with people over things like who has the better vacation photos. Basically, your brain is still trying to climb a social ladder that now includes Wi-Fi speed and coffee aesthetics. You glance at the clouds and suddenly, boom, a dragon, or a face, or something that looks suspiciously like your math teacher judging you. This is called pattern recognition, and your brain is way too good at it. Prehistoric times, spotting patterns quickly could save your life. Recognizing the outline of a predator hiding in tall grass, even if you weren't 100% sure, was better than missing it completely. So your brain evolved to err on the side of definitely something there rather than probably nothing. The result? You see faces in inanimate objects, hear hidden meanings in random sounds, and occasionally convince yourself your phone buzzed when it absolutely did not. Your brain would rather be wrong 1,000 times than miss one real threat. So yeah, that creepy face in the shadows? It's probably just a jacket. But your brain is like, or is it though? You're lying in bed replaying something you said 3 years ago. Not a big deal, right? Except your brain has turned it into a full cinematic experience with alternate endings, director's commentary, and emotional damage. Overthinking is basically your brain trying way too hard to keep you alive. Prehistoric times, analyzing situations, what went wrong, what could go wrong, what might go wrong if a squirrel sneezes in the wrong direction, helped you avoid future danger. It was all about learning from mistakes and predicting threats. The problem is your brain never learned when to stop. Now it treats everyday situations like life or death puzzles. Conversations, decisions, even tiny choices get dissected like they're critical to your survival. But instead of protecting you, it just traps you in an endless loop of what if. Basically, your brain is running a survival simulation when all you needed was to send a normal text. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.